Hey, if you are feeling anxious or frustrated with the pace of your progress in any particular aspect of your life, I have a special message from the flowers of autumn, and I wanted to share that with you today. The asters have such a beautiful message to share, and it really is all about the fact that you will bloom when you're ready. That's what it comes down to. We have become accustomed to believing that there's a particular time that things are supposed to bloom, whether within ourselves or within nature. And we will say things like, oh, they're a late bloomer, or my flowers are blooming early. But in actuality, in nature, there is no early, there is no late. There is only when things are ready. And that applies to us too. That applies to you. And I feel like it's such an important message because we've become conditioned either through society or through social media or through our families of origin to think that there is a particular timing and way that we are supposed to bloom. But we see things blooming all year round in nature. I mean, truly, there are some plants that even will bloom and have flowers in the middle of the winter. I'm thinking of a particular witch hazel. And then, of course, there's flowers that are blooming all through the course of the year, including this beautiful aster here. And I'm going to share a little bit more about the aster with you in just a moment, because I think their message is so beautiful. But this conditioning is, man, it is rough on us because we put so much pressure on ourselves to perform and to achieve and to reach these goals and results a lot of times when we are simply not ready, when for whatever reason all of the components of what need to happen they're not quite there, but they will be there. They will be there. That is nature's way. So I just really wanted to share that message with you today from our beautiful asters here who are interested in taking over the frame, which I'm fine with because they're so lovely. Another thing that I really wanted to share, and that I feel like the asters are so just perfect to share this message, so I thank them for sharing this with me, is that we think that blooms, I think a lot of us, I mean, I can't speak for you, but I think a lot of us are conditioned to believe that blooms need to be big and beautiful and just really make you stop in your tracks, and that they're really attention getting. Like, I'm thinking of some of these, big, huge blooms that we see on flowers that really draw our attention and really cause us to ooh and ah, right? Now, that's not the way all flowers are, right? I mean, I'm looking at this gorgeous aster, which is absolutely laden with flowers. I mean, hundreds, maybe thousands of flowers on some of our asters. And they are smaller flowers, right? But there is a multitude of flowers, a multitude of flowers. And the thing about asters, I think, that is especially really significant to share on this topic is that their sheer quantity of blooms, while tiny, are absolutely essential to the pollinators, especially in the autumn months. You might see some bees zooming around on them. Yep, I'm sitting right here by the bees. They are peaceful. Hopefully I won't get stung. I would only get stung if I moved in the wrong direction or stressed a bee out. I've spent a lot of time around bees with our flowers, and boy, bees have such wonderful energy too. They have the energy of creation. Bees are a symbol of creatrix energy. So when we talk about creating things, bringing things to life, birthing new projects, ideas, relationships, there's habits, all sorts of things. the bees bring us such a beautiful knowledge and really awaken our inner knowing that we have the ability to create and to bring new things into life, to pollinate within our own lives. And this, of course, creates this beautiful perpetual cycle of blooming, of pollinating and blooming, setting seeds and creating it all over again. So the asters really want to remind you that your blooms don't have to be this single, big, glorious, amazing, whoa, kind of bloom. They can be blooms like this that bring blessings to hundreds and probably thousands of bees in this case. And so that's another thing that we, especially as women, I think, we are growing out of that conditioning in our world today. We're growing out of this expectation that what we create, what we do in life needs to be big and bold and just jaw-dropping kind of things, especially for high-achieving women. We tend to strive for those big goals. We set big goals for ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. But we can also set those smaller goals for ourselves, or understand that some of our bigger goals are actually made up of a multitude of smaller accomplishments that altogether, I would say, create an even greater impact in the world than a single big, beautiful, bold goal that we have attained. And I feel like the aster is just such a wonderful representation of the power and the impact that our blooms can make when we're ready to bloom, when we have all of the components available to us to bloom. And something else about the aster that I think is really important to share is that they show us when they have been pollinated. The flowers will, and hopefully you can see, some of the centers of the flowers are like a brownish color and some are still yellow. And the yellow flowers are the ones that have not been pollinated yet, because the yellow is the pollen within the flower. So it's really beautiful to be able to see how, in this case, an aster is contributing to a source of nutrients for a number of different pollinators. You can see which flowers have been visited by bees and which ones have not yet been visited. And they will be, because as the season goes by, there are more and more bees finding these asters. They will be blooming into October. Our asters were blooming into October last year, which is so lovely. And knowing that we are helping the bees, which need so much help, is such a good feeling. And the story continues, right? As the bees continue to visit the asters and continue to pollinate, and we continue to see the blooming occurring, we can see how this multitude of small blooms are making an enormous impact in the world, just as the blooms that you are bringing into the world, the way that you are blooming within yourself. In some years, we're going to bloom, we're going to have a huge number of blooms, a multitude of blooms. Some years we'll just have a few blooms. This is nature's way. This is nature's way. So I'm just feeling like the message today from our beautiful asters the message is to, be kind with ourselves, be gentle with ourselves. Don't put so much pressure on ourselves to have these glorious blooms. Know that we will bloom, you will bloom in your own way when you are ready. And you can bloom at any time of year. There is no specific time when blooming is essential or to be done. It is not a task. It is a cycle within your life. So I would love to just take a moment to allow you to take some nice deep breaths. Maybe bring your hand to your heart and breathe in this message from the asters that you will bloom when you're ready. That you will bloom when you're ready. And that it's not all about those big, huge accomplishments, those big blooms, those big flowers. Your everyday acts of kindness and compassion and love to yourself and to others are what creates a multitude of blooms in your life that will bring you so many blessings and will bless the world in so many ways. So take some more nice breaths. Really breathe in this message of love and support from the asters. And ask your soul, your beautiful soul, what aspect of your life is this message especially meant for today? What area of your life are you feeling frustration or anxiety, or maybe a lot of self-judgment over the pace of your progress, the pace toward a particular goal, a particular result that you are shooting for? And allow this message of wisdom from the asters to be integrated in your knowing, to really bathe your entire energy body so that you know without a doubt that your time to bloom will come. It is inevitable. You will bloom. You will bloom when you're ready. There is no early, there is no late. There is only the time that you are ready. So taking in this beautiful message, hearing what part of your life this message is especially meant to speak to today. And feel the love and the unconditional support of your beautiful soul as you fully integrate this message within your awareness. Allow yourself to draw this into your knowing in every way. It was such a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Stephanie. I'm an eco-intuitive coach and teacher. I love to share wisdom from nature with you. So much healing to be found in nature. If this particular message speaks to you, I'm so happy. I would love to hear how you have received this in the comments. And if you're interested in receiving more information from me, get on my mailing list. You can click the link in bio and you'll receive a free gift when you sign up for my weekly newsletter full of wisdom from nature and ways to deepen your intuition to help bring you greater peace in this life. Thank you so much. Remember to click the link in bio for more information, and I'll see you again here next Tuesday at 2 for another episode of Reclaim Your Peace with Mother Earth. Thanks again. Bye-bye.